Hey guys, it's about that time again, even though I just made one. Gonna be doing another creepypasta request by one of my more loyal subscribers, the Wolf Jim. Now, he wanted me to do this, so I was like, sure, Jim, I'll do this as soon as I can. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, the creepypasta is called Jvk1166z.esp. It's a mod file. Alright, let's go. Some people might recall some momentary buzz caused a couple of years ago by a particularly odd Morrowind mod. The file name was Jvk1166z.esp. It was never posted on any of the larger Elder Scrolls communities, usually just smaller boards and role-playing groups. I know in a few cases, rather than it being posted, it was sent via PM or email to a chosen few. It was only up for a few days, to the best of my knowledge. It caused a buzz because it was a virus, or it seemed to be. If you tried to load the game with the mod active, it would hang at the initial load screen for a full hour, then crash to the desktop. If you let it get that far, your install of Morrowind, along with any save files you had, would become completely corrupted. Nobody could figure out what the mod was trying to do, since it couldn't be opened in the construction set. Eventually, warnings were distributed not to use it if you found it, and things died down. About a year later, in a mod board I used to frequent, someone popped up with the mod again. He said he was PM'd by a lurker who deleted his account immediately after sending. He also said that a person advised him to try playing the mod through DOS box. For some reason this worked, sort of. No shit. Sorry, the lights just flickered, it was creepy. Creepypasta. Should've lost my spot. Blah, 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 blah. Sort of. The game was a bit laggy, and you couldn't get into the options, load game, the console, or really anything else, other than the game itself. The quick save and quick load hot buttons worked, but that was it. And the quick save file seemed to just be part of the game file, so you couldn't get at it anymore. Some speculated that the changed game used an older graphics renderer, making DOS box necessary. But it didn't look so different. This part I can speak about from a personal experience. When you start a new game in JVK, as the board game to call it, once you left the starting bit in the census office and came into the game proper, the first thing you notice is the prophecy has been severed box pops up. This is because every single NPC having to do with the main quest is dead, with the sole exception of Yagram Bargon, the last of the Dwemer. Their corpses never despawn, so you can go check on all of them. In effect, you begin in a world that is doomed to start with. The second thing you notice is that you are losing health. It's only a bit, but it keeps happening. A little bit at a time. The longer you stay in one place, the quicker it seems to occur. If you let this health loss kill you, you'll find the cause. A figure we came to call the Assassin, because he seems to wear a retextured version of the Dark Brotherhood armor from Tribunal, even though the expansions don't work in JVK. It's all black, completely untextured, like he's just a hole in space. The way he moves, he gave me quite a start. The first thing I saw him scudding around my dead body. He crawls inhumanely on his hands and feet, his arms and legs splayed out like a spider. You'd usually see him after death, crawling around up your body just before the reload box popped up. Occasionally you could catch a glimpse of him darting around the corner, crawling on the wall or ceiling. It made the game very difficult to play at night. Other than that, the only noticeable difference at night are random intervals. Every NPC in the game will go outside for a few minutes during this time. The only thing they will say when hailed is, "Watch the sky." Once they return to their normal behavior, they act like normal though. Right? And there's a picture. Oh. Yeah, I see what they're saying. It's basically a I'll upload it. I'll put it in randomly. It's not a pop-up like the other one. Right. After a while, a player on the board discovered a new NPC named Tyrus, a male Dunmar, in the temple at Ghost Gate. Two things are notable about this NPC. First is his robe, a unique article of clothing that was lovingly rendered with twinkling stars all across it, looking like a torn off chunk of the night sky. The second is that all of his dialogue. In addition to showing up in the dialogue box's voice, you can skip it if you wish, but it all sounds like it's in the default male Dunmer voice. Some people say that they thought the voice was slightly different, but it was a very good imitation. I won't go into the details, but the quest line he sends you has to do with a dungeon referred to simply as the Citadel. Up until this point, the quests were all fairly generic. Discover the secrets of the ancients. The entrance to this dungeon is a small island far to the west of Morrowind proper. Eventually, I discovered that if you use the Scroll of Icarian flight at the westernmost point of the main landmass and jump directly west, you'll end up almost exactly at the island. Even though the dungeon is called the Citadel, it goes straight down. It dwarfs any other dungeon, both in size and difficulty. From a natural caves area, you'll proceed down into the ancestral tomb-looking area, then a Daedric ruin area, and then a Dwemer ruin area. I made it down to the Dwemer ruins before I quit. The creatures here were strong enough that a level 20 character would have to take care, and since you can't console in JVK, level 20 took a while to get to. Since quick save and quick load are your only options, it's all too easy to get yourself into an impossible situation too. I did, and I just didn't see the energy to start over. Now what I'm telling you is based on what those few who went further reported. Past the Dwemer ruins, you find yourself in a level like the Dwemer ruins, but darker. Rather than the unusual bronze, all the surfaces, including those of the creatures, are black. The sounds of the machinery are loud here, and grow louder, still, randomly. There's also steam or fog everywhere, and limiting your vision to about 10 in-game feet or so. If you can make it through all this, you will reach a hall that those who found it called the portrait room. Like the fire torches or other effects from early 3D games, the room has a picture frame that always faces directly at you. No matter how you look at them, the images in the frames were always randomly chosen images from your pictures folder on the board. From ones who got there had some funny posting screenshots of the portrait room with various pictures in the frames, usually porn, of course. At the end of the hall was a locked door. After admitting defeat in Return of Terras, everyone just found him saying, "Watch the sky," in his gravely voice. What's more, nobody else in the game would say anything. There was just a completely blank dialogue box with no options at all. They wouldn't even rattle off the usual canned, audible greetings. The only exception was at night. Whenever they'd go out for a few minutes, they'd still repeat it. Watch the sky. At this point, one of the players, a friend of mine of the board, noticed, and the few others who got this far agreed that the night sky was no longer the usual night sky of Tamriel. It had changed to a deception of a real night sky, and it moved. From this point on, everything is based on what one person has reported. Eventually, he got himself kicked from the board, but I kept in contact with him for as long as he responded. According to him, based on the constellations and planets, this guy started around February 2005. If you died, loaded, or went back to the Citadel, it would start over. When the usual day sky graphics took over, the movement would be suspended until the stars appeared again. In the space of a single night, everything would move out about 2 months' worth. Since the timescale of JVK was more or less than that of a stranded game, that meant that a bit less than an hour was equal to a 24-hour period. He became convinced that the door would open based on some kind of celestial event. Of course, waiting for that meant leaving the game running. Of course, that meant that the game couldn't be left unattended thanks to our old friend the assassin. My friend decided he'd hang out for the whole day, just to see if anything happened. That would be about a year's worth of movement. Here's the post he made at the experience. I've loaded in Sedanine when it all starts. It wasn't too bad, just had to check in now, and then move around to heal to make sure I wasn't dying. But check it out, 24 hours exactly, and the assassin learned a new trick. He screams. I was reading all of a sudden, this crazy loud shriek just about makes me crowd myself. It's something like out of a horror movie. I look up and there he is, just crouched down right in front of me, of course. The second I moved my character, he ran off. When I went back down to the portrait room, the door was still locked. Damn it, damn it, damn it. A bit later, he came to the decision that he needed to wait 3 days. 3 years. The PM advising us to try DOS box showed up in February of 2008 was his reasoning anyway. After the first shriek, the assassin stops hitting you out of nowhere. Now he'll shriek if you don't move for a few seconds. After that, he hits you. I think whoever made this mod was trying to help. At night, I've got my headphones on, and I'm just kind of dozing off. When he wakes me up and shriek, I jiggle the mouse and I'm good. The post was in 2 days from his laptop. Once it over. Fuck. So fucking done. So I wait. The 3 days right after the fucking assassin made me jiggle the mouse, he shrieks again. So I look again and everyone in town is outside. They're all saying, watch this guy. I don't see anything though, but then the game starts getting dark. Like really dark. I turned up brightness all the way on my monitor and I could still barely see. I can see other people in the game, little figures running around in the distance, just running back and forth. If I try to get close, they run off. Now I was trying to sleep, so the lights are off. Oh, go save the fireman. Now the lights are off, and this is kind of creepy. I don't want to get up and turn on my light because I don't want to miss anything, but nothing fucking happens. Eventually, I go back to the Citadel, still dark, and I gotta swim. Then the whole time I can see. Yeah, go put out that fire. And I get it. The whole time I can see are these guys swimming all around me, just barely there. I make it to the Citadel and it's normal light inside. Then I get worried. Sure enough, the portrait door is still fucking closed. I go outside and it's all starting over, so that's it. I'm fucking going to bed. I'm fucking done. The end. After the two things happen. Another of the people who got the portrait room claimed that the assassin was showing up in his regular Morrowind game. Quick explanation: if you reinstall Morrowind to a different folder, you could have a normal Morrowind installed with Jvk. He himself chalked it up to an overactive imagination at first, but he reported a couple of really big scares, the black figure crawling right at him, or seeing it waiting for him just around the corner before scudding off. Another of those who reached the portrait room started a regular Morrowind game, but never saw him for sure. It was just a couple of maybes late at night and always at the distance. The second that my friend started getting really abusive and short-tempered on the board, though he stopped talking about Jvk entirely, it got so bad that he was soon kicked off. I didn't hear anything from him for a couple of weeks after that, so I sent him an email. This was part of the plan. I know I shouldn't, but part of his reply. I know I shouldn't, but with classes out, I've got some time, so I started the Jvk again. It's almost 2011, and I think I've got the sleep madness, but stuff is happening. It's still dark. Once it gets dark, it never gets any lighter. It stays like that. The people moved a few months ago. Everyone said Neen just went to that little bandit cave the inn moved in. They killed the bandits inside, and now they're just standing around inside. They don't say anything anymore. They don't do anything when you click on them. I quick escaped and killed one, and he just stood there until he died without fighting back. And it's like that everywhere. You have to walk since the quick travel people are all in caves now too, but all the cities and towns are just deserted. All the people in the caves and tombs, everyone in Jvk in the sewers. I'm going to go skate next to see if Tiras is still there. I'll tell you what he says when I get there. I replied and said I wanted to see what he said too, and waited a day. When I didn't get a reply, I mailed him again. In a couple of hours he sent back. Oh. Sorry, I totally forgot. So it's 2014 now. Since it's always night, the stars are always moving. The whole screen is dark, but you can still see the brightest stars moving around. Tyrus was gone. Everybody in Ghost Gate was gone. I don't know where they went. They are not in any of the nearby caves, but there's new stuff. People still don't say anything, but their eyes are bleeding. It's so dark that even a light spell, you have to get right up close to see them. But there they are, little dark streaks coming down from their eyes. I think I gotta be getting close. I think I gotta be getting close. I know this is stupid, and there's no way the pay, no way the payoff is going to be worth it. But I really want to be able to say I stuck it out. I got one during the day. Later that night, I've got a follow-up email. Some of the planets aren't moving right. It's pissing me off. If this keeps up, I won't be able to keep track of more. It's almost 2015. I think, fuck, I just noticed that there aren't any more monsters anymore either. I'm completely alone outside now. In the main quest, people's bodies are still lying around though. I wanted to check on them. I don't need headphones anymore, so I just leave them off. When she shrieks, it's like screaming it right in my ear. I think I even kind of anticipate it. He's around a lot more now. A lot closer. He's different from the other people who started showing up. Remember, they keep running around just when I can barely stand. I have to admit, it's kind of creepy at night. Sometimes when I go to the bathroom, I swear I can see him staring at the corner of my eye. I'm keeping all the lights on now. Ooh. I sent him a letter jokingly telling them to get some real sleep and left it at that. 2 mornings later, I found Samuel. The last thing I got was this. He stopped responding completely. I just got up from a fucked up dream. I think the assassin shrieked at me, and when I opened my eyes, he was right there, crouching over. His arms and legs were longer, more like spiders. I tried to push him away, but when I touched him, my hands just went inside, and I couldn't get loose again. He must have been made like tar or something. Then I woke up. I thought he was gone, but when I looked at the monitor, I wasn't where I was. I was in Corpusarium with Yargun. For once, the light was okay, and I couldn't see him all bloated on the mechanical spider legs. Well, I could see him. I sat down at the computer and he started talking to me. Not in a box, but really talking to me. In Tira's voice, he knew things about me. He told me things that I've never told anyone. Some things I totally forgot about. He told me that almost nobody's made it this far, and that the door would open up soon. I just had to hang out a little while longer. He said I know when it's time. Sorry, I just thought I heard something outside, someone yelling or something. He said I might be able to be the first one to see what was inside. And then I woke up for real, but it was at the computer. I still wasn't where I was. I'm swimming out to Citadel Island, and I can hear this tapping inside my window over to the left. So I'm sending you this because I left my laptop on my bed to the right. Just a little tap, tap, tap. Like he's knocking his finger against the glass. I might be still dreaming now. So I guess that's the end of the story. I know there's a few stories floating around on JVK. JVK. I know it's still floating around about this mod, but they only know it's true as far as it goes. I deleted my JV copy of the game pretty much right after I gave up. But I'd like to get this mod again. If anyone still has a copy of the file, send it to me. I'd like to see it for myself. And then it's pretty much a picture of what the assassin looks like if in game. Well, Jesus. Well, that's I I think I did like this. Very nice mod. I mean, very nice creepypasta. Mod's kind of creepy sounding, but I don't know. It's one of those creepypastas where I kind of kept turning around, like looking, and when the light turned off, I kind of freaked out a little bit. But it's pretty new, January 8th, 2013. But let's get into talking. Now some of you might hate me, but I have played Morrowind once, and I did not like the game. I was a little bit younger, and that's when I didn't really care for shitty graphic games. And I didn't like Morrowind's mechanics. Like, all I remember was I stole a bunch of stuff. I got pissed off a guard, and he told me if I did it again, he was gonna fuck me. But after that, I went to the town, and then I kept going. I went in a cave, and there was this guy. I believe he's black, and standing, and he just came, and if he saw me, he just killed me. But I don't know if that means anything to anyone. But so about the creepypasta though, I don't really know anything about Morrowind, like I said, but mods like this, jeez, it's even mods probably not real. I'll do some research maybe, but while I'm talking, maybe I'll do some little research. But I did really, I don't know why, but I did enjoy it. It's nice, it's refreshing. It's like a new creepy idea about it. Oh, popped up actually. Huh. Creepy. Yeah. There's a lot of crap about it. So I'm not gonna go into. Yeah, there's a lot of discussions. Nexus forums. Let me check Nexus mods, because that's probably where it came up with. So I'm wondering, was anyone oh, it's taken down. Sorry. So if it was real though, let's talk about the things I did like about it though. The the assassin, very creepy. He I just realized it did not come out in 2013. Like that's probably where it was posted on this forum, but it's creepy. But the thing that I did like about it, the assassin, like I was saying, it's just the idea of him. How like if you don't move, you get hurt, encouraging you to play, not stopping because you get hurt even more. But then he like evolves later on, the shrieking creepiness. But and how like characters dead, NPCs acted funny. I don't I don't want to say like this is possible, but like I don't think someone would go this far in depth. But jeez, but if they did, that's good for them. I don't even know what to say. I actually really liked this one. Good creepypasta. Give it probably a 9 out of 10. I got an 8.7 on this thing. I really do want to know what's behind that door, though. It did not say. Did not say. Maybe I'll look up. Maybe if it is real, I'll look up some footage about it. But so tell me what you thought about it actually, and if you want to see more creepypastas, just leave a thing in the bottom. Oh wow, I've been going for like 20 minutes. So see you next time, guys.